The surface of the Chihuahua Desert is a dry, sun-baked expanse. It stretches for miles, offering almost no hint of the geological forces moving deep beneath the Mexican crust. But drop nearly 1,000 feet straight down a commercial mine shaft, and the barren rock gives way to a barren anomaly. This is the Cave of the Crystals. The cavern is filled by a chaotic web of interlocking selenite formations. These are the largest natural crystals ever found on Earth, with individual pillars stretching up to 39 feet in length and weighing over 50 tons. Yet walking among these giant stone structures requires navigating a highly lethal microclimate. The chamber sits directly above an active geothermal system, driving ambient temperatures past 50 degrees Celsius and pushing humidity to a suffocating 100%. Without a specialized ice-cooled suit, human biology begins to shut down almost immediately. An unprotected explorer can survive in this cavern for less than 10 minutes before their internal organs fail. This deep earth cathedral is a subterranean chamber of extreme heat and moisture. The diamond-like beauty of the crystal structures masks an environment that is biologically hostile to human life. To understand how this chamber produced massive selenite pillars, we have to look at the region's intense underground plumbing. Millions of years ago, an intrusive pocket of magma pushed upward, superheating the local subterranean water tables. As this boiling water flooded the caverns, it began to dissolve the surrounding limestone, saturating the liquid with heavy concentrations of calcium and sulfate. Over time, the deep magma reservoir slowly began to cool. The water temperature inside the flooded chamber gradually dropped and then locked at a precise thermal sweet spot, exactly 58 degrees Celsius. At this exact temperature, the dissolved minerals finally began to chemically bond, precipitating out of the water to form a rough, solid white mineral called anhydrite. Because the geothermal system remained perfectly stable, the water temperature did not fluctuate for over 500,000 years. In that unmoving bath, the anhydrite slowly dissolved and recrystallized into selenite, fueling continuous, slow-motion growth. These massive stone swords are the direct physical result of 500,000 years of perfect, unmoving geothermal chemistry. The cave's location directly above an active fault line means that the magma reservoir continues to generate heat today. The temperature of the air simply never drops. The immediate threat to life, however, comes from the water vapor. Because the chamber was entirely submerged for 500,000 years, the air is completely saturated. At 100% humidity, human sweat cannot evaporate off the skin, disabling your body's only natural cooling mechanism. But the most lethal biological failure happens internally. Your lungs are significantly cooler than the superheated air around you. The moment you take a breath, that moisture instantly begins to condense inside your respiratory tract. Heavy fluid quickly builds up along the lung walls. The longer you stay inside, the more water you pull in with every single breath. Without specialized thermal gear to cool the inhaled oxygen, the environment functions as a biological poison. You will literally drown on the air you breathe while standing firmly on dry ground. Despite its hostility to us, the cavern is an evolutionary goldmine. In 2017, a team of astrobiologists began drilling into the core of the largest pillars to extract tiny isolated pockets of fluid trapped inside the crystals. When they tested this liquid, they extracted unknown strains of bacteria and viruses. These microscopic lifeforms had been sealed inside the crystal matrix for over 50,000 years, entirely dormant but still viable. These organisms are extremophiles, microbes adapted to survive environments fatal to most carbon-based life. Cut off from sunlight and organic food, they survived purely by consuming raw iron, manganese, and sulfur embedded directly in the stone. This discovery suggests that to find life on planets like Mars or moons like Europa, we may need to look past the surface and drill into mineral deposits. It proves that a lack of surface water or sunlight doesn't rule out a functioning biosphere hidden within the stone itself. The Cave of Crystals operates as a biological vault, preserving life forms that run entirely outside the normal solar energy cycle. Humanity only managed to access this underworld because of a massive commercial mining operation. The region was valued for its silver and lead deposits, and heavy industry was required to reach them. For about 15 years, scientists were granted a temporary window to study the crystals, while the mining company kept the chamber artificially dry. Keeping the natural hot springs at bay required forcing millions of gallons of water out of the deep earth every day, using heavy industrial pumps. But in 2015, the mining company ceased operations, and the pumps fell silent. Within months, the natural water table rushed back in. The chamber reflooded, submerging the labyrinth of pillars beneath hundreds of feet of boiling, acidic water. The brief window of human access closed, sealing the cave's remaining secrets beneath the weight of the flooded mine. The Nika Cavern reveals a hidden, subterranean art gallery. It demonstrates that nature can produce its most breathtaking structures, under conditions completely incompatible with human survival. What stands out to you the most about this underworld palace? Is it the massive physical scale of the crystals, or the reality that simply breathing the air could drown you? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Earth's most dangerous hidden geology, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more solo documentaries. Thank you for listening. Stay curious, and remember that deep beneath the desert floor, those giant pillars continue their slow growth in total darkness. I will see you in the next video.